This is KGW News at noon.
It's been a tragic nightmare since. I keep thinking I'm going to wake up.
Relatives and friends of the families killed in an ambush in Mexico are trying to find some peace. 9 Americans died in that attack. All of them were women and kids who were part of a breakout Mormon group living in Mexico. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Brenda Braxton. The first funerals for the victims were held today. There are also new questions about why the group was attacked and the best way to go after their killers. Top military officials in Mexico say they believe rival drug cartels mistook the 3 moms and 6 kids for a rival gang traveling in a convoy. But some relatives dispute that, saying the cartels know exactly who's who in the area and likely knew who the women and kids were.
They'll stop and surround our vehicles, but then they'll see who it is and that they recognize who we are because they keep an eye on every single person.
Officials haven't released many details about the investigation. 5 children who survived the attack are recovering in a Tucson hospital with their mothers. A woman from Lake Oswego says her niece is one of the moms who was killed. Ruth Warrener grew up in that fundamentalist Mormon group in Mexico, but she escaped when she was a teenager. As Tim Gordon reports, Ruth's grandfather actually started the community.
Ruth Warrener wrote a book about her experience. Her grandfather started the LeBaron community to continue a polygamous lifestyle outlawed in the United States. The tradition carried on to the next generation.
My dad was a polygamous Mormon. He had 9 wives. My mom was his 5th. And I'm the 39th of his 42 children. And my mom had 10 kids, but I'm the 4th of hers.
At 15, Warrener ran away from LeBaron with some of her siblings to escape sex abuse by a stepfather. They also escaped violence there. She says her uncle started a cult-like offshoot and had her father killed along with others. She believes a lot has changed in that community since she escaped, that it's more progressive there now and fewer people are polygamists. But these days, it's the drug cartels that have spread a lot of violence in the area. Warrener feels the ambush murders are an extreme example of that.
It was absolute cowardice, brutal slaughter to defenseless children, and now you have the kids that survived that saw it all. What are the ramifications for them and their lives?
Yeah, can't even imagine. That was Tim Gordon reporting. Warrener's brother still lives in LeBaron. She says she wishes they would all move out and get away from the danger. There is so much to Ruth's story. If you'd like to learn more, we've posted all the details on KGW.com. Tonight, the Estacada community will come together to remember a local teen. A train struck and killed River Baker last weekend while he was taking senior pictures on the tracks in Troutdale. He was a student at Estacada High School. That's where tonight's candlelight vigil will take place at 5:30. A Northeast Portland man is sharing his story. He got multiple speeding tickets for his motorcycle, even though it was stolen back in 2017. Eric Russ has received 7 citations in the mail so far. Traffic cameras caught this person, who may be the thief, speeding on that stolen motorbike.
First, I was relieved that it wasn't chopped up or whatever, but then I was like, this guy is out having fun. He's playing with my pet. Here he is having good times in the world.
Russ filed a police report when that motorcycle was stolen, but he didn't report the theft to the DMV. That's why he keeps getting those tickets. So here's another look at the motorcycle. It's a 2001 Honda Shadow 1100. Take a good look, because if you recognize it, you're asked to call Portland Police. Okay, this may be the wildest video that you'll see all day. A security camera caught the moment a powerful tornado swept across the parking lot of a food processing plant in Greece. You see pieces of the building just flying all over the place. The tornado hit while 60 workers were inside. Amazingly, no one was hurt. Hey, back here at home today, the National Weather Service has extended its air stagnation advisory through next Tuesday. It was supposed to expire yesterday afternoon. Rod Hill is joining us now with an update on the air quality. Rod, what are you seeing?
Well, first off, Brenda, you know that's a terrible headline, right? We extended this thing until Tuesday, but the air quality, as we reported, did vastly improve yesterday, and the numbers today really aren't bad. If you look at the map for Washington and Oregon into our area, all the dots are either yellow for moderate or green for good. So again, this is vastly improved from a couple days ago. The Weather Service extended this advisory because our weather pattern doesn't really change. Light winds unless you're near the gorge, and high pressure up top, which can lead to some issues, but so far so good today. The air quality mostly good in the Portland area. All right, well, everybody's sunny. Here's Salisham, the beautiful golf course there at Glen Eden Beach, just south of Lincoln City. The coast had a couple spots hit 60 degrees yesterday, could have a couple spots hit 60 again today. We had fog and low clouds down in the wine country and extending south of Salem yesterday, but nice and sunny right now from the Stoller family vineyards and staying. Look at that temperature, 58 degrees, crazy warm. Portland at 54 degrees, plenty of sunshine. We do have gusty east winds from the east out in Troutdale to 30 miles per hour right now, but away from that, winds are light. I've got us at 63 at 4 o'clock and at 49 at 8 p.m. Not only dry, not only sunny, but Brenda, yesterday Portland missed the record high for the date by only 2 when we soared to 66. Really nice afternoons in the forecast.
Yeah, that's spring-like. That's crazy. Thank you, Rod. A quick heads up this afternoon for Portland neighborhoods. Leaf collection is underway. Peabot sweepers will be out clearing leaves so they don't clog up the storm drains. Remember to get your vehicle off the street to avoid getting towed. Peabot will be in different neighborhoods every day through December 20th. Visit the Peabot website to find out when sweepers will be in your area. Well, the CDC just released some new numbers on vaping-related lung illnesses. More than 2,000 people have become sick and 39 have died. Health officials in Oregon have confirmed 2 deaths in this state. The CDC and the FDA are still looking for a cause of these illnesses. The agencies are focusing their investigations on vaping products that contain THC. In Washington, D.C., President Trump's former national security advisor joins a string of no-shows for the House impeachment inquiry. John Bolton didn't appear for his closed-door deposition today. It's not clear whether or not Bolton will be subpoenaed. In the meantime, lawmakers just released the transcript of private testimony from Bill Taylor, the ambassador to Ukraine. He told lawmakers there was a clear understanding that President Trump wanted the Bidens investigated before releasing aid to Ukraine. Some Republicans argue there's nothing wrong with that.
I've got $400 million of American taxpayer money here. Before I give it to a government that has a history of corruption, I want a possible investigation.
Public testimony is set to begin next week. George Kent from the State Department will testify on Wednesday, followed by the former ambassador to Ukraine on Friday. Now to an update on a story that we brought you last week about this hot dog cart stolen from Southeast Portland. Good news. The owner tracked it down himself. As Catherine Cook tells us, he found a lot more than just his stolen property.
It's very frustrating.
When we met Melvin Baker last week,
It's not easy, trying to start over.
he didn't know when or how he'd get his stolen hot dog cart and trailer back for his business, Shorty's Hot Dogs.
It was eating away at me for the last, 8 days, so I was just trying to keep my faith.
On Wednesday, his faith and vigilance paid off. Melvin got an anonymous tip through Facebook that led him to Mount Scott and this house on Southeast Lexington Street. Behind the fence was Melvin's property, among other things.
Real shady. I kind of felt like Magnum PI, for a minute, just doing all the investigating and, following up on tips.
Melvin called police. Officers helped him recover his trailer. Then they called several others whose property they found, like this John Deere Gator.
It's not necessarily in the shape that we had left it in, but it's nice to get it back.
Travis McLean works for Dennis's 7Ds. He says someone stole the Gator from their construction site at Willamette National Cemetery.
I don't know how long he's been snatching stuff up, but there was quite the variety of stuff. There was a line of people taking stuff home when we got here. Hey, we really appreciate it.
Police tell us they're investigating the case, but haven't arrested anyone. Melvin's just glad so many others got their valuables back, too.
If you're a thief, it doesn't pay, to try to do people wrong because it'll catch up with you sooner or later. Karma catch up with you every time.
Or Melvin will.
Melvin P.I.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
I think that's going to stick. That's awesome, Catherine. Hey, the Blazers are on the road tonight taking on the Clippers in Los Angeles. They're hoping to bounce back from a surprising loss against the injury-ridden Golden State Warriors. Tip-off tonight is at 7:30. We'll have all the highlights for you coming up on the news at 11.